The POCO M4 Pro 5G has been out for about 3 months now, and in this video, I'm going to share with you my experience using this smartphone. So, let's get started. For the price, the POCO M4 Pro 5G goes for $239 or 136,000 naira, which is a fair price for the specs of this smartphone. Wait a minute, is that the POCO X3 Pro being sold for $229 or 130,000 naira? How is that even possible? Okay, before we get distracted, let's go to the build quality of the smartphone. Now, the rear and frame of the POCO M4 Pro 5G are made from plastic, and it looks pretty in this matte grey color, but it scratches easily. I managed to keep mine really clean because I use the TPU case that comes with it in the box. Now, moving to the display, it's protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 3, so it's a bit resistant to drops and scratches to a degree. As for water resistance, the POCO M4 Pro 5G is an IP53 splash and dust resistant smartphone, and from my test, it can handle a bit of water pouring on it. Now, for the external features, the POCO M4 Pro comes with a hybrid SIM and memory card tray. Why it's called hybrid is because you can either put 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and memory card in the SIM tray. It's also a dual 5G smartphone, and for the 5G speed, well, we don't have 5G here in Nigeria, so I don't know what to say. The microphone on this smartphone is good. It has 2 of them. The IR blaster is present as well, and I find myself using it quite often. On the right side is where the volume keys and power/fingerprint scanner are located. The fingerprint scanner on this smartphone is fast, accurate, and I haven't had issues with it. Now, one area where I'm going to score the POCO M4 Pro 5G low is with the so-called dual stereo speakers. The bottom fire speaker is the main speaker and it's loud, but the speaker on the ear grill is not a good one. You can hardly hear it. Now, moving to the display, the POCO M4 Pro 5G has a 6.6-inch IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels. It has a refresh rate of 90 Hz and a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz, which makes it a very fast and responsive display. For brightness, it got a reading of 320 nits from my test, and using it outdoors is okay. Now, even though this smartphone has an IPS LCD display, the colors kind of pop. Consuming media on this device is enjoyable. And now for performance, the POCO M4 Pro comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 810 processor. It's a 6nm processor. For the GPU, it comes with the Mali G57 GPU, and for me, the performance has been great so far. No complaints here. Multitasking has also been good on this smartphone. Switching between apps is fluid thanks to the 6GB of RAM that this smartphone comes with. A party trick that the POCO M4 Pro has is you can expand the 6GB RAM to make it 8GB of RAM using memory fusion, and it's no gimmick, it actually makes the phone fast. Now, for gaming, the POCO M4 Pro 5G played PUBG on HD graphics and high frame rate. The gameplay was smooth, no complaints here. Switching over to Call of Duty Mobile, it also played this game very well. Everything was smooth, and it played the game at medium graphics and high frame rate, which is the standard for most budget smartphones. For the software updates, it's running Android 11 with the latest MIUI skin 12.5.3. Will it get the Android 12 update? Well, it should. POCO loves their fans, but it might take a while. Now, moving to the camera department, the POCO M4 Pro 5G comes with a 16-megapixel front-facing camera, and it takes decent pictures. For portrait shots, pictures look good. Video isn't bad either, but it's not one of its strong suits. Overall, the front-facing camera is good. Now, moving to the rear camera, the POCO M4 Pro 5G has a 48-megapixel main camera and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera. The main camera isn't bad as well. Portrait shots look good. The 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera is average, and videos look alright from the main camera. For the battery department, I usually find myself charging this smartphone around 4 PM, and that's because I'm a heavy user and I also live in a 4G area. But if you're in a 5G location, obviously the battery will zap faster. The charging time of this smartphone has been fast, and 1 hour of charging will give you around 5 to 6 hours screen on time. So what do I think about the POCO M4 Pro? Well, it's a decent smartphone. I would recommend it. It checks all the boxes for a budget smartphone, but if you can find the POCO X3 Pro for cheap, that's the smartphone to go for. So that's been it for my long-term review of the POCO M4 Pro 5G. It's a decent smartphone and I will highly recommend it. Thank you for watching, hit the like button, and I will see you guys soon. Voilà, signing out.